from the question 1. Question 1 is saying vector A has a magnitude of 8 units and makes an angle of 45 degrees with the positive x-axis. Vector B also has the magnitude of 8 units and is directed along the negative x-axis. Using the graphical method, find A plus B, A minus B. You remember we solved this question, but we didn't use graphical method. We used numerical method. Okay, cool. Guys, you remember when we introduced vectors, we said that if we have vector A, which is going in this direction, and then we have another vector, maybe let's say vector B, which is moving, or let's say, okay, let's have the vector B here. Now, when we say A plus B, it's just to add these two vectors. So vector A starts from there, it ends here. Then vector B starts from there, it ends there. But when you say A plus B, meaning that vector B has to carry a negative, meaning we have to reverse it, meaning vector B is supposed to start from this point going here. Have you seen? In short, when there is minus, meaning those two guys are moving in opposite direction. The original one, now the reverse. So for example, A plus B, we found it already. Okay? But now using the graphical method, I don't have a protractor now, but I'm going to try just estimating. So let's say this is our graph. Okay? That is our graph. And then let's assume to say A is 80, is 8 at 45 degrees. 45 degrees, we know that it's from this point, then it has to be in between. Okay? That is 45 degrees. Now, this other one is what? B, it is negative x-axis, meaning it is 180 degrees. So we agreed, you and I, that we're supposed to put the comma small dotted here. This is the small dotted. And then where do we expect to find it's going to be in this line, right? It's going to be in this line. Now, only that I don't have, you know what? I don't have the ruler. But this one has to be 8 units. You get my point, right? If you're using the graphical method, basically it's just a control sheet, but that's why they say use a graphical method. Then even this one has to have the same units. Okay? Meaning that after reaching at this position, if we are to use the ruler, cool, right? Then A plus B, we have to connect this guy from this point, from the original one all the way to, let me use a straight one, all the way to this one. Now, by using graphical method, you remember the answer we found, guys? This is going to be A plus B. You remember the answer we found? You remember the answer we found? You people. Okay. You didn't watch the video. So we found this one, and we said that it was about 8 point something. But if you use the protractor here, I want you guys to do this. If you measure, you using the ruler, you are supposed to measure from this point all the way to this point. Then that figure which you are going to get, that is the answer. But you are supposed to get the exact answer even when we use the numerical. By using numerical, we are supposed to resolve vector A and B into x and y components. So we are going to say that we start with A. We are going to have ax is going to be equal to A cos theta. Then our ax is going to be equal to, our A is 8 cos 45 degrees. The one who is saying is going to be calculating for us what is 8 cos 45 degrees. Hmm? 9.65. Then what of a y? Then is a, yes, yes, what are you saying? Ay is going to be, what is our a is 8 sine 45 degrees. Five point 5.6 what? 56. Okay, cool. And then if I'm to resolve b, what are we going to have? Which is going to be 8 cos 180. What is the answer? Isn't it negative 8? What's the answer there? Mm. Mhm. You guys, it should be what? 5.656. Okay. So what of 8 cos 180? You know, guys, you are too slow to give me the answer. So time is not going to be with us, and we are not going to finish. Negative 8. Then you can do sine. What is going to be the sine? 0. So now we know to say we want to find a plus b. So we're going to say that a, that is numerical. Okay? A plus b, now x component. This has to be equal to a x plus bx. So our ax is what? Is 5.6. Let's just put 6. And then plus, what of our bx? Our bx is negative 8. What answer are we getting? Negative 2.34. So now I want you to observe this. Have you seen when we use the graphical method? I want you to get the ruler, and then you are going to measure and give me the answers, right? Now I want you guys to understand this. The angle which you are going to find, the angle is supposed to fall in second quadrant, because using the graphical you can even see here that this a plus b is in what? In second quadrant. You get my point, right? Okay, cool. So now what of a plus b, now the y component? It's going to be ay plus by. So what is our ay? Is 5.656 plus 0, which is just 5.65. So to find a plus b, we know that it's going to be a plus b. Don't forget to put the arrows. It's going to be the square root of a plus b. Now we put x, we square them, plus a plus b y, we square them. Then we're going to have this. What is ax? This one, it is negative what? 2.34 squared plus 5.65 squared. What answer are you getting? 6.13. That's what you are getting? Units. Then to find the angle, where do we expect our angle to fall? X component is negative, y component is positive. second quadrant. So it's going to be the y. What is the y component? Is 5.65 divided by what? 2.34. What answer are you getting? 7.5. Is that our answer? This one? What are we supposed to do? Exact. So subtract the theta from 180. So we're going to say that 180 minus 67.7 degrees, or 0.5, sorry. What answer are you getting? 112.5 degrees. So that is our answer. Now, listen. If you have got your I hope there are some people who are writing. I want to lab this part and then I'm going to come back. You are writing, eh? Now let me shed more light on graphical method. Now under graphical method, I want us to appreciate this. Let's now have this. Now let's put the what? Let's have this has to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then in y-axis, let's also have the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Even here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyway, let's just leave it there. Now, when it comes for graphical method, guys, I want us to appreciate that what is happening there, the answers which we have gotten there. So we know that vector A, it is 8 units. So where is 8 units? Okay. Now, using the angle, we are going to say that in between there, that's where we can find what? 8 units. Let me use different color. Let me use this. In between there. So 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to end there. Somewhere there. Okay. Now that is not, we are supposed to use graphs. So we have n there. Now for us to get b, which is negative, we know that if we say negative x-axis, it is going toward this line. I mentioned that last time. If you are not there, check the videos and then you are going to be able to catch up. Meaning that if I'm to make the comma small line here, I can see that this going this side is what? My negative x-axis. So I'm going to put there. Now it is also 8 units. So I'm going to count now from this point going this side also. Okay? 8 units. You get my point, right? So only that I want you to use the ruler. So if we are to count, then we need to use 8 units. Supposed to go in this direction. 8 units. Okay? Maybe it's going to be, if you get your ruler, you are going to see that it's going to fall in this quadrant. Okay? If you use your ruler. And then you are going to have this. Now to get the resultant, which is a plus b, you just connect this guy from here all the way to this one. Now you also measure that one, right? So if you measure that one, you should be able to get the same answer, 6.6 something, the one which you have gotten. Then if you measure the angle, this angle you are supposed to get exactly 112.5 degrees. You get, come? But what of a minus b? A minus b is just the issue of reversing this part only. Okay? So if this part if b was going in this direction, now if since it's negative, it's supposed to be going in the opposite direction. Have you seen? And if you can remember very well, okay, let's do this. If those guys who were writing the components, so we're going to say that a minus b, now the y component, the x, let's start with the x, is going to be a x minus bx. So those who were writing the ax, what was our ax? What was our ax? You guys, you are not here. Negative 2 point. Are you sure that was our ax? 5.66. Then minus, what was our bx? Negative 8. So what would be our answer if we add them? It's going to be 14, 13, right? 13.66. 13.66. So what is a minus b now in y component? So it's going to be ay minus by. Let's plug in. What was our ay? The same one, 5.66 minus 0. We are getting this. Now I want you to appreciate this, guys. We have said that this now we are going to reverse. We are going to reverse this part. If it comes for graphing, we are going to reverse this part, this one. Now instead of it going in that direction, it's going to go in opposite direction. Okay? Now what will be that opposite direction? That opposite direction is this one. It will be going in this straight line. Let me use different color. It will be going there. Okay? Meaning that our resultant we are supposed to get from, we are supposed to connect from this point all the way to that point. You see? So if you use your ruler, now we expect, even if we haven't calculated the angle, have you seen where the resultant is falling? A minus b is supposed to fall in first quadrant. And for sure, the x component, using numerical, x component is positive, y component is positive. And we should also expect the answer for a minus b to be bigger than 6 point what? 6.6, the one which we found. Even the line itself, we can see that it is longer than the one we had there. We can even prove. So now let's do this. I want you guys to try, and then you show me how you are going to do using the protractor and the ruler. Okay? Because here I don't have the protractor, and I can't use the same things using the oasis. So let's now do this. So it's going to be our a minus b. Don't forget to put this. It's going to be equal to, it's going to be this. Y squared. Then now let's put the values. What is our, this guy? It is 13.66 squared plus 5.66 squared. What answer are you getting? The answer is supposed to be greater than this 6 point, the one which we found for a plus b, because that one was shorter than the one which we had now. Hey, are you still here? No one is here. What answer you? What answer are you getting? 14.79. Have you seen that this answer is greater than that one? Yes. So what of tan, guys? Oh, what of the theta? Remember, even if they have not asked about the theta there, you are supposed to find the direction. So it's going to be theta is going to be equal to, using the graphical, we saw that it was supposed to fall in first quadrant. And using the method which I told you, you can also agree with me to say the angle is going to fall in first quadrant because the x component and the y component, they are both positive. We are going to have this. What answer are you getting? 22.51 degrees, eh? So that is the angle. And if we can check, you can also agree with me that we had these guys, right? This was the 45 which was in between, and then there was that guy which was going in that direction. That angle should be too small, and that is true. It's supposed to be 22.5. It's now making sense, right? Yes. Do you have questions? No questions. Is everything clear? Yes. Okay, cool. I don't know. The time is not with us, but I don't know if you want us to do this question. Anyway, we can solve this one in 5 minutes. Even that other one in 5 minutes. And then we'll be able to. Okay, so the question is saying calculate the x component and the y component of a vector with the magnitude 24 meters and the direction of 56 degrees. So to find a vector into x component, so you're going just not to say this vector, let's say it was vector A. So vector A is 24.0 meters at the angle of 56 degrees. So to find any vector into x component is simply saying ax is going to be equal to vector A cos theta. So it's going to be ax is going to be equal to, our A is 24 cos 56 degrees. What answer are you finding? 13.42 meters. That is our x component. Then now our ay is going to be a sine theta. Then our ay is going to be, our a is 24 sine 56. So what will be our ay? Those having calculators. 19.8969. 19.8969 meters. We can just say that you should be very much careful here, guys. You should check the question. The question is telling us to say it is in what? One decimal place, right? So even our answers should be in one decimal places, meaning this one is supposed to be 19.9 meters. This one should be 13.4 meters. Especially chemistry, we are supposed to be very much careful. First check the question the way it is. These figures, if they're in three significant figures, leave your answer also, or one decimal places, you leave your answer in one decimal place. Any question? Those who are not there, any question? No question. No question? Okay, cool. Okay, so we go to question 3. We are now moving fast, eh? Okay, so we are here now. We have question 3, which is saying